Hi everybody, this is Nell with Stamp with Nell. This is a live card making video for Sunday, December 3rd. Can you believe it's already December? I just can't even believe that. David had his concert this weekend. He sings for the Northeast Texas Choral with the Northeast Texas Choral Society, and they had their concert already, which means it's the first weekend in December. I just can't even believe it. So today we're going to do really easy stamping. It's simple stamping. I on my blog today I had a simple Sunday card, so that's what I named it. I'm trying to put my hands on it, and this is that card. So if you haven't checked out my blog, this is that card. This now I can't remember what this is. I think it's called Potted Plants. I don't know what it's called, but this stamp set is coming in. I really don't know. Oh, it's called Planted. What is it? Planted Paradise. It's coming in the January through April mini catalog. So, but this is on my blog. So if you'd like to know how to make that, that is there. But today, what we're making, very simple. I'd be surprised if we're not out of here in less than half an hour for sure. Simple stamping. We're going to use the Of Art and Texture set. That's this one. This one's one of my favorites, and it's just texture. So we're going to use that, and we're going to make, and this is a total case. This case meaning copy and share everything. This is a total case from Stampin' Up. This is in the catalog. When you, if you go online, I'm not even in the catalog. This is an online exclusive, the Of Art and Texture is. And so if you go and look online, you will, I believe you will find this card. I'm pretty sure that's where I found it because I know for sure it's a case. And then I decided that, I may still need a few extra Christmas cards, and this is just simple for that too. So there we go. We're going to make, both cards are made exactly the same. So we're going to make the hello card because that's what I want to make today. I don't think we need to make the other one, but I do have everything out. If we're, if I'm done in 5 minutes, we're making the other card. Okay, so this card actually, this one opens this way, but we're going to make the tent fold, which is how this one opens. That's just my preferred way to make it. I'm actually kind of surprised I made it this way. So, and that's the way I already have it cut. So here's all we need. I actually have all of the, you might not be able to see that, but I'll tell you what they are. I have all of the dimensions over here. So it's 4 1/4 wide by 11 inches long. Oh, you can see it. And then this piece is 3 1/2 by 5 1/4. And these pieces are, and there's 3 of them, these pieces are 1 inch by 2 inch. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp this 3 1/2 by 5 1/4. And we're going to stamp it with this little wave. Now, I have this eye block because this is just a little bit too long, in my opinion, a little bit too long for this square D block. And if you don't have multiple size blocks, I highly encourage you to get them there. It just makes things a little, just that much easier to use and to line up. And that was probably not a great way to do that. And so I'm using the grid marks on my paper and the edge, with the edge of my block to get this on, not centered necessarily, but in a way that I know it for sure it's straight. And as I've heard people say, you if you can't stamp straight with photopolymer, well, I can't stamp straight with photopolymer. So I do my best, but I can't always. So my grid lines help me a ton. And you can actually buy this grid paper from Stampin' Up if you wish. And sometimes you can buy it in a, I'm sorry, I keep saying and one of the things I'm trying to be aware of, you can buy it sometimes in the, not retired, but yeah, sometimes in colors that you don't, in a like maybe old in colors. This is Tahitian Tide, as you can see that I've written everywhere. This is Tahitian Tide, and so I stamped this at the bottom. Now I'm going to have to clean off my stamp because we are going to stamp in 3 different colors with the same stamp. This is my very dirty looking chamois, but let me tell you, I just put water on this, and if the water runs clear, I just heard this from Jackie with Clomp and Stampers. If the water runs clear, it's clean, and it definitely is clean. It's, you know, it works for my it works to clean off the ink on my stamps. So now I'm going to turn this one we had it with the hump up. Now we're going to turn it with the hump down. And we're going to just make sure that we have plenty of room over here. So, you know, we could actually stamp the top one. Let's do the top one. That way we can know where exactly to get that middle one. I can't remember how I did it, so we'll just do it this way. This is Berry Burst. And so we'll just stamp like so, and then we're going to try to make these, you know, pretty much in the same place with about the same amount of, I can't see with about the same amount of margin on the top. And we're going to assume that looks pretty good. All right, that's Berry Burst. The other thing is when I use my chamois, this happens to me often, so I'm just going to tell you about it and then you can watch for it for yourself, is if I need to, when I clean it, I need to just kind of just stamp it off a little bit just to make sure I get all the water off. My chamois I don't intentionally make it too wet, but sometimes I feel like I get it a little on the damp side. And then my last color is Crushed Curry, so I'm going to just ink this up, and now I've got my hump down. So we've done the 2 humps up. We're going to do the hump down, and we're going to try to put this about in the middle. It's hard for me to see it with the without putting my head in the camera. So nobody wants to see that. Oops. Oh no. Okay. So we're going to turn this over this way because I have something I need to hide here. This is not a problem. This is just it's not a stamping emergency. It is just simply a creative choice. Okay, so now we're done with the of Art and Texture, and we're going to bring out the Layering Leaves stamp set. And the only thing we're going to use from this is Layering Leaves. You know, I use this a lot, and I specifically use this Hello a lot. And that is the one that is used in this card. Now, the order in which we stamp on this does not matter. So I'm going to move this out of my way so it doesn't get ink on it, because, you know, ink catastrophes happen, as we saw. I'm wondering if, oh, I do have ink on my fingers. That's why. All right, this is cut pretty tight. So I'm going to do my best without actually putting my head in the camera to get it on there. I'm not worried that it's totally perfect. I just want to make sure it's on the, you know, it's on the cardstock. Excuse my squeakiness. All right, now we're going to, oh, thought I put my hand in the thing again. All right, now we're going back to Berry Burst. Oops. And my next piece of cardstock, again, this is 1x2. And just stamp like this. All right, there's the second one. I'm not even sure what, oh, there it is. And then clean it off one more time. Let's close this first. And now, whoops, Tahitian Tide. Ooh, that was squeaky. Never had it be so squeaky before. Okay. All right, and then just ink up in Tahitian Tide. And I do, like I said, I use my grid lines for a lot of things. I'm not liking the way that looks. It's looking kind of purple. I don't know why. I think it's actually, I think it's my stamp that's purple. Yeah, because that's clearly Tahitian Tide. I think it's my stamp that's purple. You know, sometimes when you use them on, with a, well, any of the inks, they turn red. Like these are definitely red, and I've used them in red, but I've used them in black and other colors, and it's not necessarily just red that turns them that way. All right, so you can see, I think, I can't see what you can see. So I'm going to move these. And so the idea is I am going to line these up in approximately the same place. And I want them to be a little bit over the edge. So this is not going to be put on the way we would normally. Normally we would want to make sure that this was centered, or, but in this case, I'm just going to adhere it with, before I put this on, I'm going to adhere it with dimensionals, just about where I just had it. Let me find my dimensionals first, because, oh, here they are. I took them out. That's why they're not where I expect them. All right, so I keep a whole bunch of different pairs of scissors. I have several pairs of paper snips. I have several longer pairs so, you know, scissors are kind of scissors in my opinion, although I do like the snips for fussy cutting. For things like I don't necessarily want to use paper scissors for cutting something sticky. So all right, so I'm going to put at least 9, if not more. Oops, there's one extra. I use my take your pick tool because otherwise they stick to my hands and I don't have any nails. I can't get them off. Oops, I'm really tearing that one apart. See, this is what happens to me. All right, so I don't know. Some people can do this way better than me. I have a tendency to kind of dig out of the center. And then we're going to take all the little things off. I did a card today, and it was a card I was doing for my Thursday blog, and then I found out that I use a paper that's out of stock, so I'm not going to use that one. But I forgot to remove at least half of the little dimensional things. Okay, we're going to put blue at the top because we want that over on the side. And we're just going to make it approximately so. Okay. No one is going to know if you measured or not. No one is probably even going to care. What they're going to care about is that you sent them a lovely card in the mail, that you took the time to make it. Whether it's, they will not know what it was supposed to look like, unless they watch me too, and then they'll know what it should look like. But they'll also hear me say that it is your card and you get to make your artistic choices. So I have put, I hope, I've put a little bit of glue on this side because this side is already raised. And so we're going to put a dimensional over here and glue over here because we don't want that one to be too far over. And then we're just going to, now I probably should have paid attention to where my dimensional was going. We're just going to move this over just in a little bit over here and glue it down here. And now I started with the center because I do want to try to make these about the same distance apart, and I want to try to get them straight. Is everything okay? Yeah. Okay. David's really studying the computer, and I don't know what that means. I'm worried that it means something that I can't see. Oh. So yes. So David is here. He did make it back from his choir concert in time, his chorus concert in time. So tomorrow we get to go to the end of the year party. Oh my gosh, I didn't start the beef. I mean pork. We're bringing pork. I don't know. Do you make Kahlua pork? It's that pork that cooks for like 24 hours. I make it fairly often because it's so easy and it's really great to feed a lot of people. And there are 98-ish singers in the Northeast Texas Choral Society. So if it's something you're interested in learning more about, you can go to singerscount.org and you'll find out what you need to know about the Northeast Texas Choral Society. And if you're a singer and you're in Northeast Texas, come on and audition. I sang with them for a couple of semesters, but it's really David's thing. And so he enjoys it a lot and I enjoy it some. So it was better. I like making cards and he goes to rehearsals on Monday and I make cards. And I talk to my daughter on Monday. So yeah.
And if you're interested in auditioning for us, you can join us on Saturday, January 13th at the First United Methodist Church in Sulphur Springs, Texas. We hold open auditions. You don't have to prepare anything, and it's very easy. Our director, Carol Allen, will just walk you right through it. It doesn't take long at all.
That's true. See? So, yeah, the audition is simply to make sure that you can match. It's kind of like if you can sing along to the radio, your audition will be just fine. It will not be a challenge for you. All right, so these are the pastel adhesive back sequins and I'm using gold. I guess I could have used pink, but I used gold on the other one. So, so there's that. And then I have a big one here. There it is. Their big ones are on the other sheet. There's 2 sheets in there. So, okay, so that's that. I am only going to, in the inside, because this is already white, I'm not going to waste another piece of white to make it white. But I am going to stamp off a few times with, let's do Berry Burst. I'm going to use the same, well, maybe not, because oh, there it is. I'm not sure if this is clean. So I'm going to use the same texture block that we used on the front, but we're going to just stamp a little bit in the edge. Okay, so excuse me while I stamp off over here. Okay, there we go. So I don't even want it to look like anything terribly special. I just want it to be that. So now I have to admit that I did not make the envelopes for the original cards that I made because I had intentions of doing a different card today for, I don't know why there's crushed crayon here, a different card for the live, and that card is now have to be redesigned. So that card will be live on my blog on Thursday. This card will be live. This is not my Tuesday card, so this will be next Sunday's card. So I'm running a little bit ahead of myself, but so I'm going to do this. I'm going to do one this way, and this is again is Berry Burst stamped off once, and then I'm going to clean it. It helps if you turn it the proper way down, because then you could actually clean the stamp and not, clean the back side. And let's see, and we're going to turn it so that the bump goes the other way. Stamp off once, stamp there. And then, whoo, it's loud and squeaky again. Got a little mouse in my Tahitian tide. Okay, and then I'm going to stamp off once again. Which way does my thing need to go? This way. And I'm just going to do it right off on the edge here. Okay, so that gives me my 3, I call them blobs, but they're artistic blobs, right? Because of art and texture. And then I'm going to take the Berry Burst, and I'm going to just put hello down here in the corner. And that is it. That is the card. That is all that we need to do for this card. So we're 20-ish minutes in, but the second card is made exactly the same. If you want to put this one, I did put a sentiment in. So if you wanted to make this card, this is real red and shaded spruce, and this is real red as well. I also did one with I don't know if I have it with me, with Poppy Parade. And it doesn't look, to me, it didn't look much different than the real red. So in fact, when I made it again, I actually made it in real red both times. And so it just looks the same to me. Now this one I did put a mat on. This is, I think it's Blueberry Bushel. And then I used this, this stamp underneath it. And I don't even know where this came from. It's a sentiment stamp from one of the Christmas ones, maybe Oh Night Divine or Night Divine. Anyway, so clearly I'm less prepared to make this card. I just wanted to show you that you can make this card in any way. you can make it in fact, this is not even the card. This is the card that we just made. You can use any sentiment you can use, and all you're using is stamps and ink. That's it. So total case on copy and share everything for Stampin' Up. Just from the online exclusives. Remember, it's of art and texture. One of my favorites, or new favorites, because it just came out. I think I just bought it in November, and I've used it a lot. If you follow my blog at stampwithnell.com, you'll see it often, because I just think I think it is a standard. I think for me, I need to have a texture and something that is just that it's not words, it's not a design, it's just something I can use to sometimes fill in space, but it's used to design. That's what it's for. So anyway, so that is my card for tonight. I thank you very much for stopping by. This will come by on it'll be posted to YouTube next Sunday when the card goes live, and that's that. So thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget, my host code for for December 1st through 15th is the TDE 6B9H2. And there is a last chance sale going on. There are retiring products from the September through December mini catalog. There's a new catalog coming in January. Lots of what I'm going to use in the next couple of weeks will be from the new catalog. In fact, the card on Thursday no, not this Thursday. Yes, the card Thursday is from a set called Painted Lavender, I think. And it's beautiful. It's one of those sets that everybody we kind of all the demos went kind of crazy about the Nature's. I think it's Nature's Note. I'll learn them by the time they're ready to retire. I'll learn the names. But this is another one that are perennial lavender maybe. Anyway, it's just one of those things that everybody kind of oohed and awed over, and so I think you'll see a lot of people using it, and they're beautiful. And so that's it. I appreciate you stopping by. I appreciate your time. If you're a replay viewer, I thank you very much for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you would subscribe and select all to get notified every time a every time a video is posted, I would appreciate that. And if you're seeing this on YouTube and you haven't seen my Facebook page, again, my Facebook page is Stamp with Nell. So, and that's where the video goes live in the first place. So thank you very much for stopping by. Have a great evening, and we are off to have dinner tonight. It's spaghetti, I think. So enjoy your evening, and I will see you all next week. Thank you very much for stopping by.